این فاجعه متروپول مردم آبادان با دست خالی با سر هیچ مسئولی به دادمون نرسیده.
The collapse of a 10-story building in southwestern Iran on May 23rd has caused a furious reaction, and it's not stopping. 2 weeks after the Metropole Tower block gave way, rescuers in the city of Abadan are still pulling bodies from the rubble. More than 40 so far. Many locals blame political and economic corruption for the shoddy construction and for the slow rescue operation. We spoke to a young Iranian who went to the site soon after the collapse to help. She wanted to stay anonymous for her safety.
The bulk of the relief effort has fallen on the shoulders of the residents and volunteers. The fire brigade and the Red Crescent seem overwhelmed. No one knows what is going on at the site. There is no clear rescue plan. I asked members of the fire brigade and the Red Crescent what was going on, and they told me they don't have enough equipment to handle everything. They also told me that they need a plan in some direction, but no one was giving any orders. Volunteers try to dig out survivors and bodies on their own with makeshift tools. They brought out all sorts of tools they thought would be useful: hacksaws, shovels, and even cooking pots to remove the gravel. The rescue teams are working with big machines to clear the area, but that is a small part of the job. You have to dig and crawl under tons of gravel and cement to find the bodies. This has to be done by hand, not by machines, and this work is done by the volunteers, not the rescue groups. Brothers and fathers dig on their own to find their relatives' bodies. What is worse is that the National Crisis Management Organization had ordered a large number of riot police to be deployed in the city, all of whom were dispatched from other regions. They have been all over the city since the building collapsed, even before the protests started.
Anger spread when local journalists revealed that the agency responsible for approving construction projects in Iran had repeatedly raised concerns about the building. They had presented these risks to city officials, but the local authorities still went through with the construction. Protests broke out soon after the collapse, in Abadan and then in cities across Iran.
Police shot at people. They used tear gas and beat them. They used so much tear gas that rescue teams and volunteers had to suspend rescue operations.
نیرو چی فرستادن؟ پلیس ماشین ضد شورش به ما ضد ما شورشی مگه؟
The protests have been brutally repressed and many protesters have been arrested, including well-known activists. I think all of us have been crying out the rage that has built up in us for years. There was an ocean of people in the streets.
Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei has called for those responsible for the collapse to be prosecuted. So far, 13 people have been arrested by regional authorities, including the mayor of Abadan and 2 former mayors.